Well, hello guys, Aquatic Let's Plays and Reviews here, and welcome back to a snapshot video. This is a little bit later than normal for my snapshot videos, so I apologize for that. They have come out a lot later lately, and normally they come out at like 10 o'clock my time, and it's been a lot later lately. So I don't know what's going on with that exactly. But I have to say there will be a bug fixing snapshot tomorrow to fix some problems with iron ore. And apparently the bug is that iron ore isn't spawning as frequently in this version. So we'll check that out when we switch over to the game. And yeah, that's why I say back up the world, because if you're playing on a world that you upgrade from another snapshot, it could corrupt it and everything and introduce some unintended bugs. Anyway, we have a lot of features to name off here, so let's get into it. It says 21W08A. In this snapshot, our beloved stone type has suffered a grim fate and has been renamed Deep Slate. How mysterious. Changes in 21W08A. Tweaked cave sizes further. Canyon and cave carvers now apply below y equals 0. Cracks can now be found carved in the ground. Grimstone has been changed into deep slate. Added deep slate ores. The distribution of ores has been further tweaked. Andesite no longer generates under y equals 0. Tuff now sometimes generates under y equals 0. The tough layer of an amethyst geode has been replaced with now a new type of stone called smooth basalt. So basalt is getting a new version. So that's cool. Smooth basalt is obtained from smelting basalt. Another round of tweaking has been done to new textures of ores and blackstone. Emerald and lapis lazuli ore texture has had some touch-ups. Mine shafts now once again generate in the open air in caves. Particles now appear in the ground around spore blossoms. In the air around spore blossoms. Slime blocks and honey blocks have been moved to the redstone tab from the creative inventory. Sorry, I messed that up. Slime blocks and honey blocks have been moved to the redstone tab of the creative inventory. Here are the changes. I don't know, I can't see that too well here, but those are the old textures from last week versus the ones for this week. Deep slate. Grimstone is now called deep slate. Deep slate now has a top texture in a new block called cobalt deep slate that drops from deep slate. The cobalt variant is the same but without the top texture. It is used to craft all the deep stone variants instead. Deep stone now has a unique set of sounds. Very crunchy indeed. Added deep stone variants of deep slate. I said deep stone. Added deep slate versions of iron, gold, lapis, redstone, and diamond ore that generate whenever those ores replace deep slate twice as tough to mine as normal ores. Now this is not finalized. I can't make this bigger, but we're gonna make it bigger here. This is how they ore generates redstone here, copper here, iron here and here, emerald here, coal here, then gold, lapis, diamond, and this is 1.16. So here's all the bug fixes here. You can do that. So now let's switch over to a single player world where we can test this out further. So I've taken the resource pack off that I normally use. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, it's this one. It existed when they were working on the textures for Minecraft 1.14, and they were changing all of them when the guy who makes all of the textures for the game was redesigning all of them. He made some beta texture packs, and some of the textures I really liked, so I kept them around. And the ones that he chose for the game, I really wasn't so sure, so I kept that pack around. And I took it off just for this video, so I could show you the changes in the ores, in the ore textures, like how they look for real. So this is a really big change here. Look at the size of this lake and how it opens up. Like, this is absolutely insane. And if you paid attention to the changelog when I was reading it, you know that basalt, smooth basalt, which is a new version of basalt, the block from the nether, that you can smelt it into smooth basalt. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this one. This is the block that you find in the nether in large patches everywhere. So you just melt this in a furnace and you get a smooth variant. Which I didn't know this until the developer named Corey pointed this out, that geodes in real life actually generate. Now they appear in caves in real life with basalt around them and not tough. Which is interesting. Hello, Mr. Skeleton. Which, I mean, this looks like a pretty big change from the outside. And I'm gonna have to regenerate some of my chunks now on my server because of this. And there is a bug with iron ore, so we're gonna have to deal with that when we upgrade. So this is what coal ore looks like now, without my resource pack on. And copper over here has a little bit of oxidation in the texture now. I'm trying to find some granite or andesite. We're gonna have to go down lower here, which is gonna be interesting. I want to know something real quick. is the video really laggy for you guys sometimes? Because I noticed some of the fish stay in place. I don't know what that is about. I think it's sometimes with the world loading. And holy cow! Like I said, that is a big cave here. Big cave alert. Big cave alert. So that's cool. We do have a village over here. So that is pretty neat. And this is kind of where it gets a little bit laggy. Like you said, I'm sorry if this gets a little bit laggy. It's it's a new world. So I won't be keeping it. So you won't see andesite, granite, or diorite below Y level 0 anymore. So that's pretty nice. Speaking of that, we gotta go below the surface. This might get a little bit laggy. I'm sorry if it does. I apologize. Looks like lava is back generating and everything. Like I said, it has to do some new ore generation. Holy cow, look at this. That's deep slate ore. If you didn't know, there's a new version of ores coming in 1.17. Now this is it's the exact same ore as like the gray backed ones, but just deeper, and it kind of takes longer to mine. So if I go into creative mode, also honey blocks and slime blocks are now in the creative inventory in redstone creative inventory, and redstone section is now filled up here. It's filled up. So if we take this and we go back into survival mode, we mine this. It's going to take a little bit longer to mine. Ah, crud. There's mobs here. I better turn this to peaceful. So, yeah, it's going to be slightly hard to mine this. But it's the same block. It'd be cool if it had slightly different properties than being harder to mine. Now you're probably thinking, didn't Tough used to generate with the geodes? Well, now it's going to generate with the landscape here. So it's going to generate with landscape now, which is going to mess up my spawn, probably. But I think And if you don't know what this is, it's cobalt deep slate. I can't get used to calling it deep slate because it used to be grimstone. And there's only one difference in it, I think. The top texture is supposed to be slightly different than grimstone, but it looks the same. So I don't know what the deal is there. I mean, I can get used to some of the 1.14 textures. See, I can get used to this. I can get used to this, okay? I know I'm going a little bit off of the subject of the video, but since my textures are off, I could get used to this. It's the emerald one that I've never liked. I've never liked this block, the way it's designed. I never liked the new one. So that's why I covered it up. That's the end of that. Totally off the subject, but, you know. It can get slightly more hard, or slightly harder to mine this. I mean, it kind of looks different than the deep stone. Deep slate. I can't. Deep slate. I can't wrap my name around that. I can't wrap my finger around that name. Deep slate. Deep slate. Deep slate. Like, there's no slight. I guess it's a little bit lighter. Put it on a lighter box. So we have deep slate. And we have, when you mine it, oh, okay, so there is a distinct difference here. I guess I could see that. I would have preferred deep stone, but I bet it's copyright by Ninjago. But I really like the new diamond texture here. It's just the same as the old one, as the grayback one, just with the deep slate one. Deep slate texture. Now, there's a new carver called Cracked Carver. I haven't seen them too much. So you might find like little cracks around the area. You might find slight cracks in the area. Like I said, I'm sorry if it lags a little bit. Not like that, but slight cracks. Okay. Interesting. That's a big drop off. If I was in hardcore, I'd be dead. I kind of want to find a crack and put on feather falling boots in survival and see if I can survive a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of glitchy when you're flying around. I can see why there's a bee snapshot on the way. But there's supposed to be cracks around that go all the way down. Like this one. It looks like there's this one. Kind of a ravine and kind of not. I mean, look at that. Let me see. Give Lego Show TV netherite. Netherite boots. Enchant. Feather falling. 4. Alright. So what we're going to do. Game roll. Keep inventory true. Then we might do on with it off. We're gonna see if we can survive. Ah! Oh, okay, that wasn't a good example. Game mode. Great, let's go back up there and try again. Yep, you won't survive with feather falling on. But definitely not going to survive with feather falling on. I have no idea where that crack is. So, I think I'm going to leave it off here for this video. I'm sorry if it lagged a little bit. Hopefully I do better. And future snapshots. Okay. This is a crack. There's a mine shaft! Oh, goodness. Do I go for it? Okay, that was not as deep as the other ones, but yeah. I could see certain death. I could definitely see certain death for hardcore players. For hardcore players, that might be a problem. A slight problem. Now let's see how far we can go up with this. Up to right here. Game mode. There's no way I'm going to survive this. 3! That's interesting. So, yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's late. And I don't know if webcams will return for the future. So, see you next time. I'm sorry if it was laggy. Goodbye. Aquatic Land episode coming out hopefully tomorrow and Friday, if not over the weekend.